to simplify these complex fractions. When you have complex fractions, you have a fraction over a fraction, so it's important that you are able to visually identify where the main fraction bar is, which I have now outlined those in green so we can see. Because what we want to do is, I am going to put the binomials in parentheses because they've got to kind of stay together. And I'm going to make a fraction bar. And everything on the outside goes on the top. So I've got a family of x plus 5 and a 12x cubed. Everything on the inside goes on the bottom. So I've got a 3x squared and a family of x plus 5. Okay, let me get this a little bit thinner, I think. Okay, so families cancel. If they're the same thing, top and bottom, they cancel. So x plus 5 cancels with x plus 5. So now what I have to deal with is the actual numbers by dividing. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then you take care of your variables. So you look and see where your biggest exponent is. I have a 3 and a 2. The biggest one's on the top. That means my exponent's going to be on the top. My x is going to be on the top. And then you subtract. 3 take away 2 is 1. So the answer to this final problem is 4x. Okay, so again, put your binomials in parentheses, outside on the top. So I've got a 4x cubed and an x minus 5. Inside on the bottom, x plus 5 and 7x. Okay, so my families don't cancel because they're not the exact same thing. I've got x minus 5 and x plus 5. If they're not the exact same family, you can't cancel them out. You can't cancel the x's in those parentheses out because you're not allowed to split families apart. So I'm just going to write it down. Now the numbers themselves, 4 and 7, that doesn't simplify. So I always put the numbers out front. Now the x's. If there is no exponent, it's a 1. So my largest x is on the top, so my x is going to be on the top, and then subtract. 3 take away 1 is 2. And that is the final answer for this problem. Binomials in parentheses, outside on the top, so x minus 3 and an x, inside on the bottom, x to the 5th and x plus 3. I take care of the families first. They don't cancel out because they're not the exact same thing. My exponents with the x, now my biggest exponent's on the bottom, which means this time my x is going to be on the bottom. You still subtract them. 5 take away 1 is 4. So that's the answer.